Thank you, John. Perfection is the most beautiful prison ever built. And I lived in it for many years. And the scariest part, most people don't realize that you're serving a life sentence. Most of us have been taught that in order to be successful, you have to be perfect. You need the perfect idea. You need the perfect plan. You need the perfect opportunity. But what they don't tell us is this: perfection does not move you forward. Perfection keeps you exactly where you are. I remember it as if it were yesterday. I was 26 years old. It was back in 2010. And the reason I remember it so well is because it was the first time that South Africa had been granted the go-ahead for the FIFA World Cup. I was a young guy at the time. I was in my small apartment right here in Fourways at the time as well. And I was in the lounge watching TV. My balcony door was open. I felt the cool winter Johannesburg breeze come through. And as the TV was on, I'm watching one of the matches, and the TV is quite loud, and I can hear the loud sound of thousands of vuvuzelas. For you old people out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was so loud. But that loudness did not beat the loudness of my dreams. It was so loud in my head that it kept me up at night. Yet, my actions was quiet as a whisper. And on my lap was a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. For those of you who have read this book, you will remember and you will start thinking about things like assets and liabilities and cash flow quadrants and those sort of things. And before long, you felt like you were a mini Warren Buffett, and you suddenly found the cheat codes to life, didn't you?
Yep.
And at the time in my life, people all around me were telling me things like, the more books you read, the more successful you will become. And being the young chap that I was at the time, I believed it. So what did I do? I did three very important things. I read, and I read, and I read. Book 1 became book 2. Book 2 became book 3. And book 3 became the entire series of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And before long, I came across another book, my favorite book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The title alone says it all. Highly effective. Only 7 habits. And I was so excited, and I thought to myself, I'm going to read this book left to right, cover to cover. I'm going to take notes, and this is going to be it for me. I'm going to learn how to be successful. For the next 3 years of my life, that became my life. And I was studying books and reading books one after the other as if I was preparing for the exam of my life. But what I soon realized was this: I was warming up for a race that hadn't yet started. And sooner or later, I came to the realization. And I thought about all the ideas that I had not started, and all the opportunities that I delayed, and all my dreams that I did not realize. And it made me think. I was planning for this perfect arrival of myself. The perfect version of yourself is never going to arrive. The capable version of yourself is already here. Progress and execution is what matters. Execution leads to momentum. Momentum leads to clarity. And clarity gives you results. I want to leave you with something to take home tonight. When you go home and in your lives, and if you suddenly find yourself thinking, I have the urge to plan more, and then you think, I need to prepare more, stop and take the first unplanned, imperfect step. Because your future self is not waiting for perfection. Your future self is waiting for momentum. Slow, simple, imperfect momentum. Execution trumps procrastination every single time. And if you forget every single thing I said tonight, remember one thing. You don't need the perfect plan to start. You just need to start. Thank you. Thank you so much.